A lot of people forget to date, but I'm also grateful just for our love and our relationship. And I think we do a good job of having that balance. You know, success is not measured how much you have in your bank account. I'm a big fan of that. Money is the root of all evil. Better to be successful with somebody you love.
It's very important to have your date night with your significant other.
Absolutely. Every day I wake up, I literally, my opening prayer is how grateful I am for all our success.
Yeah,
And I
sure.
think what I love about our date night is it is an exciting night because not only do we get great food, we talk about our week, we talk about things that are either bothering us or we love, and then we know that we're gonna have a nice playtime as
You need to keep it exciting.
Gotta keep it spicy. And I think that's all a process of rewarding yourself, but reminding yourself of what's important in life. No negotiation. I don't know about this.
My feet have entered the chat.
Uh-oh, podcast with the feet. Feetfinder.com.
Stop. No, this is just our podcast today, guys.
Getting comfortable.
I'm getting comfortable. It's nice in here. I like this little studio we've been filming at up in New York.
It is nice.
Welcome back, everyone, to another episode. We have been enjoying this fall weather.
Oh my gosh, so beautiful.
Is it not the best
September,
time of year?
October. I love it.
I love it.
Hoodie, what do we call it? Hoodie weather?
Yeah,
call it
hoodie
hoodie
weather.
weather.
It's, hoodie
You know what
weather.
I love? It's like low 50s when you wake up. You have your cup of coffee outside.
It's the best.
Oh, it's so beautiful. And it gets at like mid 70s. Oh,
Yeah, I got to go pumpkin
beautiful.
picking and stuff,
Golf in this weather's perfect.
Of course, golf.
Yeah,
Of course, golf. And every weather is perfect.
Yes.
Anyway, so we are...
Make fun of my golf journey. Okay, I'm going to be a scratch golfer soon, okay? Give me a little
Really?
time.
Is that what you're...
No, I don't have enough time to get that good.
Time.
But it's coming. 6 handicap now. I'm a 6 handicap.
Now with lifestyle reset.
Yeah,
you
lifestyle
don't have enough
reset's
time.
kind of going to detour that, but it's okay.
Babe, we preach balance.
Balance.
It's all about balance. So,
Yes.
golfing a couple times a week is good.
Yep.
Going pumpkin
night.
picking with your wife
Yep.
is good.
Date night.
Date night.
Yep.
Actually, let's talk about that a little bit
Heck yeah. Let's talk about date night.
because I think it's really
It
important.
is the staple.
It's very important to have your date night with your significant other. I should say a date night with your significant other. And you know what I love? The comments from people with kids all the time. And we don't have kids yet, so I get it. And maybe, I'll think differently. No, I won't think differently when we have kids because I will make sure I don't think differently. But anyway, I love when people are like, oh, wait till you have kids. Wait till you have kids. Like when they see us on date night once a week. We will have date night even when we have kids.
Absolutely. 100%. No negotiation.
It's a non-negotiable,
There's
guys.
non-negotiables, and I think in a relationship that you have to continue to do. And I know one of the things they talk about having a good marriage is to continue to date.
Of course.
And our date night, our Friday nights, sometimes Saturdays if we got the things going on, but I love them because it's something to always look forward to.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the whole process of taking a nice shower, getting your nice outfit on,
doing your hair.
doing our hairs, getting dressed up nice. We always have a glass of tequila before we leave the house. We get
a little buzz.
We get in our nice car that we work hard for. And I think that's all a process of rewarding yourself, but reminding yourself of what's important in life. And I think our relationship, anybody's relationship, husband and wife, I think a lot of people forget to date.
Yeah,
And I
sure.
think what I love about our date night is it is an exciting night because not only do we get great food, we talk about our week, we talk about things that are either bothering us or we love, and then we know that we're going to have a nice playtime.
Playtime.
Let's call it playtime. This is a PG-13
Family show,
podcast,
babe.
family show.
Even though my feet are out,
it's a
it's
nice-
a family show.
It's a nice playtime. And the thing is, I think it's very important because not only it's a nice playtime, it's an experimental playtime that you can go to other levels.
Family show,
But
babe.
you need to have that in your relationship. It's not the basic stuff anymore. And I think as
you need to
grow,
keep it exciting.
gotta keep it spicy.
Keep it spicy.
You gotta keep it spicy.
hot.
But not even that. It's like you feel like you're connecting with your significant other
Yeah.
too, right? And that's what I think a lot of people, especially mothers, and it's not a knock on women, they get so obsessed with being great mothers,
Right.
which they are, but sometimes they forget to be a good wife.
Mm-hmm.
And if you neglect your husband from the intimacy, the attention, the moments, the time frames, then there could be a lot of tension involved.
Yeah, and vice versa. Some
no,
men
vice versa.
that are
100%.
also
I'm not
too
saying
busy
that.
with their work or,
Yes,
too busy with
absolutely.
making sure they golf on their downtime or whatever it may be,
That's a shot fired right
listen,
there,
no,
bro.
I'm not talking about you.
I don't golf on the
No,
weekends,
no,
but
no,
that's
no.
fact.
But I'm not talking about you.
I know,
I'm talking about
I
in
know.
general. I'm giving hypothetical, experiences and people, because it takes two to tango, guys. We all know it. And people
Absolutely.
get busy, and people's their lives get consumed with kids' activities and sports and work conferences and this and that. And there's so many different things that it's very important to make sure you have that time with your significant other, alone time. You hire a babysitter. You call, your mom or dad. You call someone. Hey, listen, can you watch the kids for a few hours? We're going out tonight, or we have it scheduled.
I think it's as important as you got to figure it out, right? Meaning,
it
like,
out, yeah.
if you got, some people say, "Oh, I can't afford a babysitter." Well, figure it out. Make sure you
Yeah.
can afford a babysitter, because I believe that those moments is they're going to dictate your relationship with your husband, and it could affect your kids. It could affect
Right.
your family down the road.
And it's priorities.
you
At
forgot
the end of
to
the
date.
day, yeah. And at the end of the day, like, yeah, maybe you can't afford it once a week, but if you actually look at what you spend on other things, maybe you can't, afford buying that outfit either. So maybe, look at
I
it
think
like,
it's a
I don't
prioritize.
need the
Prioritize
outfit,
it.
but I think I do need that date night with my husband or my
Absolutely.
wife. And I think that's what's more important.
It's not like saying you have to go to a steakhouse and
No,
spend all
and
this
spend a
money.
ton of money.
Go wherever your budget can afford. But I think just the moment with your significant other, husband, wife, and you get dressed up,
Yep.
take a nice shower, you maybe have a drink before you leave. It's the whole experience, the whole kind of night. And listen, I love it, and I look forward to it every single week. And I
Me
really
too.
look forward to the time with you. And I look forward to the whole process. I like, picking out a nice outfit. We get dressed together, we have a glass of tequila together, and then, we go off and have a great night. And I think it's very, very important.
Yeah, I do too. I think it's really important. So on the flip side of that, like, me and you obviously don't have like a strict 9 to 5 job. We hustle, and we're entrepreneurs, and we're doing a lot of things on the side. And I also work at my family's business now when I'm up here, and we're doing a lot. But we do work with each other a lot too. So, like, people always ask, like, when we do Q&As or questions, like, how's it like working with your partner, and do you guys like argue like a team, or like how does conflict and resolution and how does that work, considering it's your partner and you don't want to resent them? So I feel like this could be a good topic for the both of us, because we do a lot of stuff together, and then you help me with a lot of my, our investments and a lot of our private equity deals and all these things that we do, like the balance of that.
I love it because it really feels like a partnership where you're growing together, in a sense of, we do have a lot of investments together. We have homes together. We have cars together. We have deals together. And I think what I love about that is we both support each other to continue to thrive, to be better. And I think it's not just an individualized aspect of like, okay, you make the money and I'll spend the money and
Right.
that. No, I think we both are motivated to live the same lifestyle and be successful in our careers. So for me, I love it. It's been the happiest time of my life. And I've said this before, I've been successful single. I had the privilege to make a good amount of money in my 20s playing in the NFL and being a second-round draft pick. And I was single and have nobody. And
It's a lot better
it
to
is
have money
10
with
times
somebody.
better to be successful with somebody you love.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
share the journey with them, and share the journey of continue to evolve and become a better person. And I think we do a good job of, we separate, yes, our intimacy with our kind of, I guess,
Businesses,
work.
yeah.
But because we always talking about it, we're always on the same page, and we always have the same understanding.
Yeah.
So I think for us, it's a mutual thing instead of a categorizing, this is what you do, this is what I do, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
I think it's the relationship of growing together in every aspect of life.
Yeah, and I think, like, with us, you can't let it consume your whole life, right? Like, it's a huge part of our everyday life, and we're so blessed and grateful that we have these opportunities to be able to do these investments and be able to have the financial freedom. But I think also too, like, it's important to not have it like consume your life where like you're both constantly just like talking about business stuff all day. You know what I mean too? Like that's also not great for a couple.
1000%. I've also had the approach to life that, listen, work hard, try to make as much money as you can, be successful. But if you make money your focal point, money is the root of all evil.
For sure.
And I truly believe that.
Me too.
I truly believe, success is not measured how much you have in your bank account. I'm a big fan of that. And that's true. Success is measured about your relationship with your wife, your relationship with your family, experiences, having experiences with your loved ones. And I do believe that if you could let money consume you, it's the root of all evil.
Oh,
and the devil gets his hand in there. So for us,
100%.
Every day I wake up, I literally, my opening prayer is how grateful I am for all our success, but I'm also grateful just for our love and our relationship. And I think we do a good job of having that balance. We have that balance of we work hard, we make our investments, but we also want to enjoy life. And we also want not to make that the root of everything, right?
For sure.
We are very blessed. And anybody who has a job, who's making money, they are blessed to that extent. And you have to start looking and being grateful for what you're blessed for, because there's always levels to this shit, right?
Yeah, there's always someone out there doing 100%. Better than you, so making more money than you.
If somebody's making $100,000 and they look at somebody's making $200,000, they're gonna be, oh man, I'm miserable. I want to make $100,000. He's making $200,000.
You're never gonna be happy.
What about the person making $50,000? They want to make the person who makes $100,000. Right? Let's say you're making $250,000, somebody makes $500,000. Oh, I want to make $500,000. Well, you're not grateful for the $250,000 you're making?
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
Well, you have goals and you have these things that you want to achieve, and there's no issue with having that, but at the end of the day, you just can't compare yourself to anyone else.
Exactly. And listen,
the comparing is, what's that other saying we used to say? Comparison is the root.
Is the
thief of joy.
No, thief of joy.
Comparison is the thief of joy.
And that's the truth. And that's why, like,
that one's a good one.
Though I think the more you're grateful for your life and what you've accomplished, you'll get more opportunities to be more successful.
Yeah,
I really do believe that.
For sure.
And I think I'm a big believer in that. And for that, and don't get me wrong, I'm the most obsessive, motivated person ever when I get attached to something and I want to be somebody. But I've learned that balance for me has made me a happier person. And I've heard these businessmen, these ruthless Wall Street guys, balance is,
I don't sleep.
At the end of the day, yes, some of those guys do that and they become worth a couple $100 million, but are they really happy?
Yeah.
Are they happy? Do they have that family? Do they have that wife? Do they have that relationship?
And then when you're older and it's all said and done, and what are you going to reflect on? Like, are you going to reflect on all the money you made? Or are you going to reflect on the memories that you made with people or the relationships that you made with people or your family? And life's all about memories. And also too, you have to enjoy it. You can't just sit back and work and then retire at 75 years old, 70 years old, and what? Like, I just feel like you have to enjoy your life as you go. Which brings me to another little topic, which I like because obviously we're in the middle of football season and a lot of good games going on and all that. But when you look at, like, let's just keep it to football in this aspect. But when you look at a football team, any team, and you look at, the discipline versus the talent in a sense, right? So they all have
Where'd
discipline.
You get this good question.
Yeah, it's just my old friend chat. When you have the discipline, because everyone on that field has to have some sort of discipline to an extent, right? And then obviously they all have talent, an immense amount of talent. Do you think, like, which one really gets you further, discipline or talent?
Discipline, 1,000%.
Okay.
Not even a question to be asked. A disciplined team will have a better chance in winning most games than an undisciplined team. I don't care about talent. I don't care about, again, it's all relevant to what level you're at. If you look at the NFL, right? NFL has the best players in the world, right? They all have the best players in the world. It's how it's structured. It's how disciplined they are. It's how the coaches and the players' camaraderie get along, how they adjust to their strengths.
Yep.
But 1,000% discipline will overrule talent.
I agree, for sure.
Yeah, that's a great question.
Definitely. That's a good one, though, right? Also, too, when you look at, like, when I can relate in wrestling, it's like, obviously, talent only gets you so far in any business, I think, in any sport. But wrestling especially, like, there are some very talented superstars out there, but if you're not their person, or if you're not being pushed in the right direction, if you're just not liked by higher ups, or whatever the case may be, your career could be shit. I mean, there's like really, and wrestling, we both seen it, and it's crazy because I think there's like zero correlation when it comes to talent there, meaning like correlation of success with talent. Obviously everyone's talented in some sort of way, or else they wouldn't be there. But yeah, I don't know. I like that one because I feel like we could both relate with that, with the
That's a good question.
past professions that we were
Love
in.
that.
Yes. Okay, there's a few questions for both of us, actually.
All right.
So this one, you both been through the highs and lows of pro sports. How has that shaped your relationship? Do you want to go first?
You can go first. Say it again, though.
So we both been through highs and lows of professional sports.
Mm-hmm.
How has that shaped your relationship? So meaning our relationship, I'm assuming, right? They're asking? Yeah.
How has it shaped?
I think
Go ahead.
because of the highs and lows that we both been through in life in general, but obviously more pertaining to sports, I think it really makes you look at the bright side of things and really really practice gratitude in a lot of things, because we both know now, maybe at the time we were chasing and didn't know how long it was going to last, or and then you kind of look back and you're like, oh wow, like you reminisce on some of the good, but obviously some of the bad, which we talked about the other day, like kind of like haunt you because that was like the ending of your career in a way. But you have to like remind yourself. So I think what has to do with our relationship is like, it's good to have two people that are super strong and super disciplined and positive to help each other kind of be like, hey babe, no, like you should be really grateful, like you made it, you did this, you did that, like look at your accomplishments, to push each other to like remind the person of like how proud they are and how proud they should be of themselves. And I think that's what a good relationship is important at, for us in a way.
No, I don't even know how you took the words right out of my mouth.
Well,
I think that was very well said. I think the highs and lows, you got to remember, that means success and failures. And I think we both, and everybody in life, the more success you've had, the more failures you had with it.
For sure.
In that aspect of it. So I think going through that for me has taught me in a relationship to stay more level Q. Never get too high, never get too low.
Yep.
Because those moments, if you get too high and get too low, you kind of ride like a roller coaster. And for me, I think the older I'm getting, I'm grateful for my experiences through the NFL. I'm grateful for my failures through the NFL because it taught me so much about being a man. It taught me so much about being a person I am today. But there's something that I think about this a lot, and I don't want anybody to take this the wrong way when I say this, but I feel like when I was young, like you said, I was so obsessed and I was so motivated, and I thought becoming this professional athlete and becoming a superstar and becoming a football, a good player, I thought it meant something. I thought it was like there was the end all be all. I thought when I got there I was going to be happy, and at the end of the day you realize that that is not the case at all.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not relevant at the end of the day. It's relevant how much you love somebody and growing with them in a relationship. And I feel like, the Bible makes it very clear. Those are all empty goals. If you're not chasing the Lord, if you're not chasing people you love, I feel like at the end of the day, none of that really matters.
Yeah.
Nobody really cares, right? And I've learned that I'm very, very grateful. I have things I'm regretful for that I wish I could have changed, but you can't go back and change it. But I've grown from it, and for that I'm very grateful. And I think it's made me a better husband, and I think it's opened up my heart, be more vulnerable to my wife. And I think that's every experience I had, good and bad, has molded me to be the best version of myself for you. And I think that's what I love about that.
Yeah, I love that. Very well put. And I think knowing you for however many years now, it's like seeing the growth, in you from when I first met you to now, it's like so different. Like you're so much more like present, and you're so much more happier, and it's just the mindset and the place where you're at right now as to where you were then, because I think we do get caught up like in that time frame of just like chasing, and we're chasing these objects or these things, meaning like whether it's football, wrestling, this, that, like, and it's like it ain't gonna last forever. But with the real to come from it is who you end up being with as, your lifelong partner. I feel like is the more important aspect of it.
I think your relationship with your wife or your husband and God is the two most important things in life. And I think, like you just said, I was always chasing and chasing and chasing. And I think now when I look back, you think every time you chase something and you accomplish it, you think it's going to be like a happy rainbow
like
at the end of it.
Moment.
And it's not.
Yeah.
You almost just fly right through it.
Yep.
And you go to the next one and you go to the next one and you go to the next one.
But you don't really see that until you're out of it
you don't
and
see it
down
until
the
you're
road.
out. But then here's the funny thing, though. You could be so successful and then in the last one, not be a good story. And you could be unsuccessful. And then you have a bad thought process of your whole journey that you think it ended bad, but it didn't. And I had to struggle with that mentally for years from the NFL. My NFL career was nowhere near what I thought it was going to be.
That's why they always say, remember the process
100%,
of getting there.
be in the
process.
process.
That's the most important.
And I think, I think that's what's taught me is, I've had the privilege to be around, one of my best friends is Ray Lewis, and I hang out with him, and it's like, how come I even look? I have an out of body experience, and I look at him, but yeah, you're probably one of the greatest, if not the greatest football player of all time. But at the end of the day, who cares?
Right.
Like, honestly, no disrespect to him, but at the end of the day, nobody really cares, right? Like, it's not going to change his life to the sense of like it's like it doesn't make him in a happier place. His job is to make himself happy with who he is as a man.
Yeah.
But I'm saying if you're putting that into, if you're thinking that like an empty accomplishment, like, oh, I'm gonna be the greatest of this, at the end of the day, you're gonna be sad when you get there.
Yeah.
Right? If you're chasing that. And don't get me wrong, like, don't ever miss what I'm saying. You should wake up every day and chase a dream and be humble and be grateful and be disciplined and be consistent. But just make sure you don't put your happiness in that.
For sure.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's the thing is I've kind of learned from it.
Yeah, that's a really good take home. I like that.
So I got a question for you, babe.
Oh, yeah?
So we have some questions here that I think. Actually, I kind of like this one right here. What's something you thought mattered in your 20s that you realize now doesn't?
Oh,
I kind of like that one.
Probably a lot of things.
In your 20s.
Do we have time? No,
what do
kidding.
you think mattered in your 20s that you realize it does not matter now?
What do I think mattered in my 20s that it definitely doesn't matter now? I would say that's a really good question. Okay, I would definitely go with caring what people think.
Ooh, I like that one.
Because I think when you're young, you're so impressionable and you're so worried about what this one's going to think of you, what that person's going to think of you.
Spot on.
How do I look? This, that. And it's like now, like in my 30s, like I'm at such a different place in my life that not that I was like consumed by that in my 20s because I felt like I was.
I think we all are at one point.
I think we all are a little bit, but like I was pretty good in that sense of like trying not to let things bother me like that. But I think we all did. And I just think now, like, and I think it's a work in progress though. I think I'm still working on that in a way. Like I've grown because in my 30s, I really do feel like I don't give a shit about what people say or what people think of me. And I shouldn't. But I think it's a ongoing process because I think in the back of like psychologically, we are trying to always impress someone or be better or compare ourselves with other people, which is the root of all, I think, thief of joy, as I said earlier. But I think it's very important to just do what you want to do and not give a damn about what anybody thinks about it.
1,000%. If somebody asked me that question in my 20s, that I wish I knew now was, I don't give a shit what anybody says about me.
Because we were in professions though that was like it made us consume the spotlight of
you're judged every day. Every single day you're judged.
And you're affected by it every day. And you can't sit here and say that
if you're on TV.
You weren't affected by it. Everyone's affected by it.
Oh, listen, I'll be the first one to admit that when I went through mine at Tampa when I was 25 years old, I didn't handle it correctly. I actually remember them sucking my confidence out of me. I felt it.
That's what
it was like
happened.
They were sucking it away from me, and it was like a domino effect. I couldn't stop it for a long. It just
the worst.
It was the worst, and I think I got caught up in the riffraff of that.
Yeah,
being in the spotlight, caring what people thought, and that's a good answer though. I love that answer.
I like that.
I like that answer a lot.
All right, there's another one for both of us, which I like this one. Okay. If you both could go back to your very first date, what advice would you give yourselves as a couple? Our first date or an actual first date?
Oh,
actually, if you both could go back to your very first date, meaning like our first date, what advice would you give yourselves as a couple? Yeah, it has to be our first date. Yeah, I was like thinking, I'm like, wait, yeah, because it means like what advice would we give ourselves as a couple?
Oh, you know what? You know what advice I'd give if somebody or if somebody's going on a first date, or like if I was going on a first date, I
What's
would.
our first date?
We're saying ours.
Yeah, that's why I was like,
If I had to give some advice, but on our first date,
where was our first date?
well, it was kind of hard to say that because we
In a hot tub. No,
we
that wasn't a date.
we worked together, and then you were you were engaged. It was different.
I feel like we didn't really have like
our first date was probably like our first vacation to the Bahamas. I would say maybe that was like our first time that.
I guess, yeah. It wasn't
But if I had
like,
to give some advice to first date for myself, honestly,
tell them,
I would say, don't make it sexual. Don't even try to make it sexual
coming from
at all.
The gentleman.
No, I'm serious.
Here.
I would say,
I like that.
Don't make it sexual. Because if you're really
About
interested
the
in this person,
personality.
no, I'm serious though. Like, and I think that's something that a lot of young guys, young men, and even I did it. Sure, I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. You know, that's one of the first things we all think about when we see an attractive woman is that, you know, oh yeah, I'll take you to dinner to get you in bed.
Yeah,
that's kind of like the whole thing, right? But
you didn't do any of that.
I think
you were a virgin.
Yeah, but I think, you know, going forward, as you evolve with your wife, it's so much more advanced than just the physical attraction.
Yeah.
And if you don't love the person they are, and if you don't love the person what their mindset is, what their thought is, what their habits are, that is more important than just a nice butt or a nice face or a nice, because the guys react.
But playing devil's advocate a little bit here, do you think though there has to be some sort of first-hand physical attraction?
1,000%. No, but you wouldn't go on a date though if you weren't physically attracted to that person.
Some people do though.
You got to have a physical attraction to start.
Like, are you like? What's your opinion on like? You can grow the physical attraction, but you have to have some sort of. There has to be a foundation, a little bit of like, I think that person's good looking. I could see myself growing.
Yes.
More attractively
gotta have that though. Yes.
To that person.
Yes,
okay, I agree too.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta have, I think, some sort of initial physical attraction.
Like, what do you think of Love Is Blind?
But don't what?
The show Love Is Blind.
I haven't watched it.
He definitely never watched it before, but I've watched it before.
But what I'm saying is, I think like it's like if you hear a guy say something like, even when we were young, right, like in the 20s and 30s, is sometimes a guy will be like, okay, describe a girl that turns you on. Oh, okay.
Yeah, we always
they'll say a blonde hair girl, big boobs. Okay, well that's not that description, but blonde hair, big boobs. So they'll see a girl, blonde hair, big boobs. Oh, she's sexy. I want to hook up with her. But like they're attracted to them right away. But if you don't know anything about them,
yeah, obviously.
Then now you have the sexual part, and now you don't even care to know anything about them anymore.
Right. But you're also saying this now at 42 when you have grown a lot.
42.
Damn, I just called out his age, guys. It's 42. When you have a beautiful queen next to you and, you're very happy and content with your life. But, in your 20s, I think it's a bit different for these little young testosterone-driven men.
Yeah, no, it is. It is.
So,
but what I'm saying is I think I've learned in my older age that the physical attraction sizzles out.
For sure.
If you're not attracted to them, who they are as a woman.
Yes.
Meaning like if they don't have the same mindset you have, the same motivation you have, the same habits you have, the same discipline you have. And for me, I found my match, right, in that aspect of it. And that's why I'm very grateful. Not only did I find a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful woman I'm very, very physically and sexually attracted to, I actually love how our sexual relationship has continued to grow literally every day, every month, every year.
Sure,
and I think that's something that if it was just physical, it wouldn't go. It wouldn't be there.
Yeah. So if I could go back to our very first date,
tell me.
The advice I would give you specifically would be, you should probably get rid of that crazy ex-girlfriend now because this is gonna get really bad. Sorry, I had to.
It's the crazy ex-girlfriends.
What I'm trying to say is,
it's not even crazy ex-girlfriends, because if there's a crazy ex-girlfriend around, that means you're a crazy guy too.
100%.
So like,
I blame you too.
Yeah, I blame myself. I can't just because she wasn't even that crazy. I think our relationship was toxic. In the meaning that whatever we were doing was crazy. She wasn't really like one of those Batman crazy women.
What I meant was
our relationship was crazy.
I would have been like, hey, you're in like a toxic situation.
For sure, toxic.
You might want to get out of this now because like it's gonna get worse probably.
Oh, she got jokes.
You know what I mean? I just thought that
she
was
got
a good
that
one.
one go though.
All right. Oh, it's long
like
gone.
8 years.
I ain't gonna hold on to that being married to you. So who's more competitive between the both of us?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Close.
You won that one.
Yeah, not
I'm
even
competitive, but he's on a whole nother level.
Close.
Okay, what about this one? What's a typical Sunday reset look like in your household?
Ooh,
We
I
love
love
our
that one.
Sunday resets.
Oh, that's easy. Wake up, coffee, nice
Coffee
church
time.
session. Coffee, church, laundry. I always make sure the laundry's done.
He's very domesticated.
Yeah, very laundry's done.
Find yourself
folded,
a domesticated man.
Laundry folded. In my closet, my week's ready for all my workout outfits, my outfits for the week, whatever I got to do. And then during football season, it's football. I'll sit and relax, watch football, and then have my beautiful wife cook me Sunday dinner. Pasta, meatballs, eggplant, Sunday sauce.
To be exact.
But,
not gravy, it's sauce.
And I like to go to bed somewhat early. That's why the Sunday night football game, I never get the second half in probably.
And sometimes you do your contrast on Sundays if you didn't do it on Saturday.
Sometimes I do my hot cup cold tub on Sundays. But typically I do nothing on Sundays. I do no sauna, no treadmill.
We're like big Sunday creatures of habit, guys, because Sunday is our day. Sometimes like it's just us. Sometimes we'll have family over for dinner or whatever. But it's nice to just like reset, but also like just chill and not do anything. And just like, I like cooking my sauce early so we get the smell, the aroma in the air. I like, getting the house all, clean and everything. So Sunday's a great day for us.
Love it.
Okay, one more question.
Let's do it.
This is a good one. Okay. What's something you used to fight or stress about that now seems silly in hindsight?
That we used to fight just about?
Trying to think.
We didn't really fight and stress about a lot, though.
No, we didn't. But I feel like there's definitely probably something stupid that I like. I'm trying to remember though myself.
What things that we would fight and stress about?
Actually, I don't know.
I gotta be honest with you, I don't think I always tried to stay out of the stressful state of mind.
Yeah, you're pretty good like that. I'm trying to think if I ever on you about something that like now I look back like that was so stupid.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, maybe another question.
Skip. Last question. One more question. Let me see.
Do you ever disagree on business decisions and who usually wins? That's a good one.
That is a good one.
Sometimes we disagree on certain things. Like, Savvy's been really great with like being the forefront of both of our investments and like really taking care of it. And like he knows more than me when it comes to that stuff and just like really being the forefront, which I love and I'm grateful for. And I think sometimes there's little things where I'm like, oh, well, I remember like one time I was like, oh, well, let's, relax. Let's like make sure we both understand what this one is. Cause I don't really know a lot. So then when you just say like, hey, this is good. I'm like, maybe sometimes I need a little more information that you just kind of like, it's the balance of like letting him be in control, but then also like, I can't get too much involved because then it's like, I don't need to know so much.
Sometimes no, I need to educate you to feel more comfortable.
Exactly. Exactly.
But no, I think I always run everything by you, and I do always want your opinion. I always want what you think of it.
Yeah.
And understand it. But then sometimes I have to explain it in a different aspect that you get more comfortable with it.
Well, yeah.
But yeah,
we don't disagree that much.
No, we don't disagree in business because I think
on the same page.
We don't. Yeah, I think you don't really step on my toes on this one.
Yeah.
I like your 2 cents, but I think by the time
I like your 2 cents, but I don't.
Here's the thing, though. By the time I come to her with it or even tell her about it, I already talked to 2 or 3 people, I already got all my homework done. I already got so I already know. I wouldn't even bring it to you if it wasn't like almost 80 or 90% done.
For sure, you're really good at like doing the homework and like making sure it's like you're not impulsive when it comes to that, which is great. So like I trust you, and I think a lot of it has to do with trust.
I've never been an impulsive investor. I think it's the worst thing.
I think it's the worst thing too.
Ever.
But I think trust is a big part of this, and it's the big factor of like you need to be able to trust your significant other to be able to do this and help you. And they're the person that's in your best interest. Not the financial guy that you may think is in your best interest.
No,
although we have great financial people. I'm just saying. 100%. In general, that could be a thing for people. So I think you have to trust the people that are in your circle. So I like that one.
Love it.
All right, guys. So that's it for today's episode. Make sure, if you haven't already, checked out Savvy's Lifestyle Reset. Link is in his bio if you want to schedule.
Book a call.
If you want to book a call.
Get on the call if you're serious about your health.
And make sure you follow and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And we are also on Spotify and Apple Podcasts where you get all your podcasts. So we'll see you guys next time.